make sure that we are actually live, and then we'll start with the stream. Okay, great. Uh, just give me a moment. There are a few things that I need to make changes to. Mm, okay, I'll probably update the title later on. So I'll keep it like that. Yeah, okay. So let's move on to our next puzzle. It's white to win here. So let me do a material check. He has a rook, I have a rook. He has a bishop, I have a knight. He has got 4 pawns, I have what? 3, 5 pawns. So technically I'm up the exchange. Hmm. Okay, so the first move, I guess there is some tactic involved winning the piece because the king is overworked. But then he has always got g4, a safe square. So let's say rook f8, king g4. Hmm. I mean, I can attack the bishop, but the problem is if I play rook, rook d8, he can just capture on h4, and then my knight is also vulnerable. So rook f8, king g4. Rook f4, king f4. Knight f7. So bishop, but then bishop g3, winning the h4 pawn. Although I can play bishop king h, knight h8, but he can play king f5, defending the pawn on g6. So rook f8. I'm not sure what he's got after king. What I have after king g4. But I have knight h3, rook h4, rook. Oh my bad. Rook f8 is not even possible because of bishop f8. I did not even see that. So yeah, rook f8 cancels out. So now I have knight h3, rook h4, and then what? I mean, but I also have knight f7 counter attacking the bishop. But then again, this save one sec. Knight f7, the bishop looks a little low on squares. Knight f7, you can't go to e5. Knight f7, you can't go to, I mean, he can go to c7 or c5. Those are the two moves, right? Knight f7, and he has got c7 and c5. Knight f7, bishop c7, rook c8 maybe, and then he can just go back to d6 or e5. I think knight f7 looks better. Knight f7, bishop c7. And then let's say rook d7. But then he can play bishop b8 or bishop d8. Where to win? I'm sure there would be a simple move which I'm missing right now, but yeah, knight f7 comes to my mind. But then I guess the bishop has ample of squares to go. Bishop c7, let's say. Rook d7. Bishop b8. Then rook b7. Bishop e5. I can take on d6. h4. I'm not sure if knight f7 is the move or not. It looks enticing, definitely. Actually, I'm going to go for knight f7 because I don't really see any other move which really does anything in the position. So let's just hope for it. That's nice. Let's have a look at the solution then. Okay, g3. That's a bishop. But you can go to you can go to c7, right? What's the problem with this? Knight h6. Oh, my bad. My bad. I just did not see this, man. Nice move. Simple move. Okay, black to win. So let's do a material check. He has got a rook. I have got a rook. We both have queens. He has 4 pawns. I have 3 pawns. Hmm. Okay. over here I don't have any good checks available. I mean, if it were to draw, maybe rook f8 might have worked. Rook f8, king f8, queen f5, king g8, queen c1, but then king h7. Okay, I have something. If I were to draw the game with rook f8, but that's not the case. So, I guess rook g8 looks good. It's a queen, but then again, queen c6. It's a pawn with a threat of check. So the other good move that comes to my mind is queen d6. It's a rook. Yeah. Queen d6. Queen e3, my bad. Queen e3. How could he respond to that? Queen e3, I mean, he can play queen g5. But then I have got king e, queen e8 check. King h7 is there. I mean, I'm not sure if these puzzles, I mean, I'm not sure if, but they look a little tough today. Queen e3 looks good to me. Not sure if that's the right move, but looks good to me. I'm hitting the pawn and the rook. Also, I've got queen f5 here, threatening queen c8 and winning the rook. I think queen f5 is better. Queen f5 threatening queen c8. How can he defend that? He can go to g5 with his queen, but then queen c8 is still there. King h7, and then I bring my rook to f7. C2. Oh no, his queen is protected, so yeah, that doesn't work really. But then maybe rook f5. But then he has got b3. I mean, first of all, I'm thinking about this board from white's perspective. Queen f5. I mean, queen e3 looks good here, right? But after queen g5, I'm not sure if I can really defend. I mean, if I can really go for anything here. Hmm. I think queen e3 is better. Even if he plays queen g5, pawn g5, rook g8 comes to picture, and the g5 pawn is falling. And he doesn't have any good way to attack my pawns. So I'll start with queen e3. But let's see, even if he plays queen g5, I still don't have anything here. And so, which is why I'm saying queen f5 looks better here. Queen f5. But then again, he can play queen g5 there. Queen c8, p2. Then queen c4 back. That could be a repetition. I guess I'll go for queen f5 here. And that is not the right move. Ah, fish. Let's have a look at the solution then. Oh, we were threatening. Yeah, now it's easy. White to win. We have to win this one. White to win. Let's show material count. He has got a rook. I've got a rook. He has got three minor pieces. As three minor pieces, we both have queens. He has got 1, 2, 6 pawns. We have what? 3, 6 pawns. So yeah, technically we are having equal material. So the first thing is that the queen, my opponent's queen's position is a little. I mean, okay, he has got a lot of squares on the a4 to e8 diagonal. So maybe I cannot really trap the queen. So let's get out. Let's get that out of question. My rook is definitely hit on b3. So rook b8, rook b8, queen b8, bishop f8, bishop h6 is there. But after rook b8, he does not have to capture the rook. He can play like something like, I mean, his rook is already protected with the bishop. So rook b8, yeah, he doesn't really need to capture the bishop. But let's say if he doesn't capture, I am threatening to capture and then the queen b8. But then he has got queen d7 there. Hmm. Rook b8, how could he respond to that? Maybe create some escaping route with, let's say, h6, rook c8, bishop c8, queen b8, queen d7 is there. Oh, queen c7 is also there. Queen c6, my bad. Queen c6 or queen. The queen c6 looks better because it's attacking my c3 pawn, right? This is what I'm thinking about. Rook b8, h6, rook c8, bishop c8, queen b8, queen c6. And even if I play bishop h3, he has got e6. And I don't have knight e4 because of bishop e4. Bishop e4. I think I'll still go for rook b8 here. And that's 3 in a row. Let's have a look at the solution then. Uh, okay, let's move on to our next puzzle for the stream. He has 2 rooks. Okay, so we were down a full piece here. So I'm thinking about h6, h7. Also, queen e6 is a good move. Threatening mate in 1 with queen h6, right? Queen e6, how can you defend that? Probably play rook g7? Yeah, so queen e6 is better. Queen e6. Rook G7. Rook G7. King G7, and then I play Rook G1 check. He can't go to H8 because of Queen H6, so he has to go to F8, and then I play Rook B8, winning the Rook on A8. So my only question is, after Queen E6, how can he defend the threat of? I mean, without moving the Rook, I don't think so he can, right? So let's go for Queen E6. I thought Queen E6 should be. What's the problem with the Queen E6 here? King H7. Ah, oh, I don't know what's happening with me. I mean, I get it that I would never solve all the puzzles, but this is just terrible, losing all the puzzles. Anyway, let's move on to the next puzzle for the stream. We both have a rook, a knight, a queen. He has four. I have four. So 4 pawns. So materially we are equal. So I to draw. Okay, nice. I'm thinking about. Oh my bad, my king is in check. I thought that was a black pawn. My king is in check, right? So I have got. So if I play king f1, that's this bad because rook d1 is made. So let's see. Let's say king e1. Then he has got queen h1 check, king f2, and what about king f3? King f3. Then you can play queen h1 check. If king f2, then queen rook d2, and then the knight is pinned, and then I'm threatening to add some more pressure with queen h2. So I'll play king e1 here. He has got. I mean, he can cap. So okay, my f4 pawn is going to be lost if I play king e1, right? So what about king f3, queen h3, king f2, rook d2. Can't be played because his queen is hit. Yeah. So let's go for queen f3, king f3 here. Wow. So let's see what's the problem with king f3 here. Rook d2 comes into picture. Oh yeah. Wow. So 5 in a row. Black, black to draw again. We have to draw this. Well, now this is a weird line. Bishop f1, rook f1, and then let's say he plays some move and I get to play rook h1, then queen h3, but then he's got queen king g1, so yeah, that's not a draw. Okay. Black to draw. I mean, we have to win this one. We have to break the streak. Okay, wait. So, knight e3, rook d7, knight g4 check, rook h3, knight f2 check, king h2, knight g4, and that should be a draw, right? Because after knight e3, I'm hitting the rook on d2. So knight e3, rook e7, rook d7, knight g4, king h3, knight f2. That should be a draw. But then I can also play knight f6 here with the same idea. If he captures, get to play knight g4 and then it's a draw. Now, my only question is knight e3 or knight f6. I mean, knight f6 also does a trick here, and so does knight e3. It's just a knight e3 looks a little better aesthetically, because even if rook e3, I've got rook d2 and rook. If rook is exchanged on e1, I can get to play rook e1 there. And materially, we're just down by a pawn, right? I'm still not sure whether it's knight f6 or knight e3. Because here's the thing: knight e3, rook e3, rook d2. Sorry, queen d2, rook e1, and I have queen e1 here. But then what's the problem with knight f6? Yes, knight f6 should also work here, right? We're still attacking d2. I'll go for knight f6 because in that event he does not have rook e3 and I still have some drawing chances. And then it should be this. Finally, we are solving the first puzzle of the stream. Great. Well, I still want to try rook 93 here. What would the computer do? Yeah, in that case, I can capture here, right? I just got bishop d2. Oh my goodness, I did not. My goodness. So let's see. The 93 an option is the solution for this or not? Got it. Okay, let's move on to the next puzzle. White to win. So let me do a material check. We both have two rooks. We both have both have three minor pieces. Both have queen. He has got two. 6 pawns. We both have 6 pawns. It's just that our kings are castled on the opposite side of the board, so there should be some tactic here. I mean, the bishop on d7 is a little loose here, but the only problem is my queen. If I take on d7, knight d7, my queen is hit, and I don't have time to take on e7 then. And similarly, if bishop f6, he can capture with bishop f6. Still, I can't take on d7 then. Uh, I mean, I can spin my rook on the bishop and one of the minor pieces with rook d7, knight d7. I mean, yeah, queen e4 does not work because queen d4 does not work because of queen takes, yeah, and then I'm losing. So maybe, yeah, that's not an option. Hey, wait. So I'm thinking about bishop f6, bishop f6, queen e6, queen e6, rook e6, bishop c3, rook d7, and then his bishop is hit. Okay, then we just end up with a bishop and a knight, right? Yeah. Bishop f6, bishop f6. Queen e6, queen. Okay, so what about knight e4? Adding the third attacker to the knight. Knight e4, knight e4. Bishop e7. I hit the rook. Then he's got bishop f, knight f2. I captured the rook on f8. He captures, let's say, my h rook. And then I come back. Bishop c5. His bishop is hit. His knight cannot really do anything. Maybe I capture on d7 then. Yeah, this is interesting. Knight e4, knight e4, bishop e7, knight f2, knight f8. But if he captures on d1, I come back, bishop c5. I'm still hitting the queen. He's got knight c3, I have knight. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, this should be it. Okay, now I can capture on f8. You can capture on f2. Now bishop c5. But then bishop f8. He has got f6. But then I can capture on e6, right? Yeah, with a check, and then I can just save my bishop on the next move. Yeah, I'm going to go for this. Okay, let's go for the next puzzle for the stream. We have got queen. He has got a rook. We have got a rook. He has got bishop. Oh, so we're down a rook in terms of piece configuration. He's better. He's got 5 pawns. I've got 4 pawns, but I have some attacking chances. So bishop g7, king g7, queen b2, king f8, queen h8, king e7, rook h7, king e6, I mean, the main purpose of the rook right now is to prevent king coming to h6 after I capture on g7. So bishop g7, king g7. Let's see, queen c3, check. King f8. Queen h8, king e7, rook h7, king e6, and then I don't have any checks available. Also, if let's say bishop g7, king g7, let's say queen b2, or let's say queen b2 this time, king f8. If I play rook h7, threatening queen h8 mate, then the problem is he has got queen d1 check, king g2, bishop f6, bishop c6 check, f3, and then he can just capture also. Oh, no, but he can't really capture an a6 because then queen a8 is queen h8 is mate. Yeah. But then he has got what? That is interesting, by the way. Bishop g7, king g7, queen b2, king f8. Now rook h7, threatening mate in 1. Queen d1, king g2, bishop c6. I can even go to h3 there. Because my rook is already there, so there is no check available, and then queen h6 does not, queen h5 does not work because of rook h5, right? So yeah, this looks interesting. I'll start with this. Now b2. Oof. Okay. So is it c3? Okay. Now what? Let's have a look at the solution then. Okay, so what's the problem with, let's see, what's the problem with queen b2 here? King f8, rook h7, queen d1, king g2, bishop f1. Oh my goodness, king h1, bishop h3 is made. Got it. Black to win. Yes, let's do a material check. He has got two rooks. We have two rooks. He has two minor pieces. We have two minor pieces. We both have queen. He has got six pawns. We have got three. So we are technically up a pawn. But there is some pressure around my king. So right now, knight d4 comes to my mind because it hits the queen and also the bishop. But then he can just escape very easily with bishop c4. In fact, bishop c4 is a threat because knight c4, queen c4. But then I can play king f8 here. That's not an issue, I believe. But then knight h7, king, yeah, then that's troubling. Hmm. Okay. In fact, after knight h7, my queen will be under attack. So yeah. Uh, this, I mean, bishop c4, knight c4 is definitely on the cards. So rook d2, let's say, queen d2, and then maybe h6 because then the knight is just lost. And that way we are giving our rook for two pieces, right? Rook d2, queen d2, h6. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, yeah. So I'm thinking about rook d2, queen d2, and then h6. I mean, I can play knight e5, which takes care of c4, but then also my knight is hit. I did not count that. Okay, now this could be an idea. Knight d4, bishop c4, knight c4, queen c4, knight e6, knight e6, rook e6 is there, or queen e6, whatever we play. But the problem is you have to win in this position. Now, I'm thinking about knight d4, bishop c4, knight c4, queen c4. Okay, so I'm thinking about h, but then he can take my knight also. I think it's knight d4. I would play knight d4 here. And then knight c4. Okay, great. Nice. Let's move on to our next puzzle. White to win. I see. White to win. This should be simple. I've done such endgame puzzles. I can just promote, right? Yeah, this is simple. Black to win. Okay, let's do a material check. We both have a queen, a rook, a knight. He has got 6 pawns. I've got 5 pawns. Okay, but he has some attacking chances. He's threatening knight, queen h7 mate. So we are up by a rook, but there are some attacking chances against my king. I mean, queen c5 does not work because of queen h7 mate. So queen h7 is a threat. So right now I'm thinking about queen g7, starting off with queen g7 and then trying to exchange the queens off, right? That's the plan. Yeah, I'll go with queen g7. Yeah, okay. And then I can take the rook on c5 if he captures my knight on c6 on b6. Then rook b5 is already there. Defends uh, defends a pawn on b7. But if I capture on c5, pawn c5, I can go to knight d5, bishop, queen b7 hits my rook, rook a4, knight, queen c6 maybe, knight f6, pawn f6, queen f6, and he has got a couple of checks, but I don't believe it can win the pawn on the rook on a3. Yeah, knight 95, queen b7, knight rook a3. My goodness, actually, I did not see this. Queen b, sorry, my bad. So knight d5, queen b7 cannot capture on a3 because of queen b8. It's almost checkmate. Will be checkmate. So yeah, my knight is it. Knight d5, queen b7. Maybe then rook f8 maybe. Queen c6. Yeah, I guess that should be it, right? That should not be any problem. Okay, let's move on to our next puzzle. Stream. Back to when we both have a queen, we both have a rook, both have a mana piece. He has got 3 pawns, I've got 4 pawns. So yeah, technically I'm up the material. Back to win. Okay, so now rook d5, rook d5, queen b2 comes to picture. Because then how are you going to defend the rook on d5? Maybe queen b2, I mean queen g2. But then I've got knight f4 there, right? So this should be simple. Rook d5, queen b2, queen g2, knight f4. Oh no, actually after queen g2, knight f4 does not work because of rook d8 winning my queen, right? So yeah, that is something that I need to take into consideration. Rook d4, rook d5, rook d5, queen b7, queen g2. Now he's threatening to check me on d8 or wherever my king is. Then I have queen b1 check available. After which queen g1, I again have queen e4. But then this time he has queen g2 once again. Then I can capture on g2, and then I can play knight f4, and then I can win. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Next one. So we have got bishops. Oh wow, this is amazing. He has my opponent is just dominating this particular puzzle. He has got 5 pawns. I've only got 2 pawns. Although I have a passer pawn, but then he has great attacking chances. And you see the c3 pawn is kind of acting as a distraction for my opponent's dark bishop to actually control a1. Now I do have bishop d5 or queen d5 check that's available. Queen d5 check, queen d5, bishop d5 check, and then a2. Even if you place c4, I queen first, right? No, it's not so easy if you think about this. Queen d5, queen d5, bishop d5. Let's say the king goes to g3 maybe. a2. I'm threatening to promote on the next move. He can play c4, yeah, and then I promote. Yeah, even if he captures it. I just need to be aware of this capture, right? Queen d5, queen d5, bishop d5, king moves, let's say to g3 at the moment, a2. Yeah, that should be it, right? Nice. Let's move on to our next puzzle for the stream. We both have a rook, a queen. He has got 6 pawns. You've got 6 pawns. So materially we are equal. Okay, but I don't like my opponent's rook position. It's kind of restricting, you see. Also, my king's position is better. I have some space advantage, no doubt. But then the e pawn is also a passer pawn. If I just exchange off pieces, my king will be kind of restricted to guarding e4 there. When so thinking about rook g6, and then fg6, or maybe let's say fg6 because that opens the f file. The only problem is so f6 is also interesting. The only problem is obviously queen f6 is made by rook h5, rook f5, pawn f6 is made by rook g8, king f7, and then queen g7 is made. So after f6, rook f6 has to be played, and then even if I capture on g7 with the rook, I don't have anything. Now let's see. I have an interesting line. I'm not sure how. I mean, I don't think so. I've got a lot, but let's see. f6, rook f6 is forced. After that, queen c8 check. Now let's say if he plays queen e8, yeah, that is also possible. And let's say after queen f7 also, king f7 also, I don't have a lot. f6, rook f6. And let's say h6. Again, the pawn cannot capture it, so let's say rook h6, queen c8. This is interesting. Let me see. Pawn f6, rook f6, h6, rook h6, queen c8. This time, let's say queen e8. Rook f5. We have got rook f6 there. Yeah, and yeah, maybe then queen e8, king e8. Well, I don't have a lot of ideas then after that. Maybe now rook g6. Rook g6. He has access to h4. h4, yeah, that's what I need to take care of after rook g4. Queen h4 is possible at some point of time. So rook g4, rook g4. What should I go about? How should I proceed then? Let's say fg4, fg6, my bad, and then what? It's black to move. Queen f6, queen c8. He has maybe king f7 is not possible. Got it. I'm threatening queen c8, so you can play queen e8 maybe. Then queen check on f5, possible king g8. The problem is the e pawn. If after all the pieces are exchanged, this e pawn will be a bone of contention for my king. f6, rook h6, h6, rook h6. Now I have opened both the files. Queen c8. Let's say king f7, and then I don't have anything, right? I have got queen f5, rook f6, king g7. I mean rook g7, king g7. Then I don't have anything, right? I have lost 2 pawns, so nothing. So yeah, maybe f6, h6 is not an idea. f6, rook f6, queen f8, king f7. Then queen h8 maybe. I don't have queen h8 because yeah, my rook is hanging. Now this is a little tough. Probably this is going to be the last puzzle for the stream, and which is why I want to win this one. Okay, now this is also interesting. f6, rook f6, rook g7, queen g7, queen c8. Now if he plays, let's say, king e7, queen c7, and now he has to protect the queen on g7, right? If he goes to queen f8, then queen d8, king f7, queen d7. Again, he has to protect the queen, so he can go to g8, queen e8. Now he can defend with the rook also, right? Yeah. f6, rook f6, rook g7, queen g7, queen c8. King f7, queen d7 check, king f8. Yeah, maybe that's after f6, rook g7 is not winning after all, I believe. I can get, I mean, rook g6. Okay, I'll go for rook g6 because I don't see any other move here. Obviously, queen g6 is not working because of queen h4. Queen g6, queen h4, yeah. Then I can capture with the g or f pawn. I'll capture with the f pawn because it opens the route to it opens the f file basically, and I have access to a c8. However, I can capture with the h pawn, go for queen h3, but then he's got it. Yeah. He can play queen e8, e8, queen h8, queen f8. Yeah. Maybe I'll capture with the f pawn here. Yeah. And then queen c8, king e7, queen c7, king e8 is back, queen f5, queen f5, king f5. Let's say king d7 or maybe king g8. Yeah, and then it's a draw, I believe, because this cannot leave this particular square after the queens are exchanged, because then, yeah, let me just see, queen f5, queen f5, king f5. He can go for king, let's say e7. Even if I play h6 takes, it does not work because he has ample of time. Queen c8, king e7, queen c7 check, king c8. But I also have got queen f3, queen f3, king f3. King e7. Yeah, I mean, that's a draw then. What about h6 takes, queen c8, king e7, queen c7, king e8, yeah, that's not working also. So in this position, queen f5, king f5, King e7 is there. h6, gh6. e7 does not work. Yeah. I'll go with queen c8. Okay, great. Let's have a look at the solution then. Nice. This is, I'm not sure if I could have seen this much. Wow. Should we solve one more? I think it's been 1 hour and 14 minutes. Let's go for the last puzzle. White to win. We both have two rooks, a knight. He's up a piece basically, and he has got two extra pawns. So the position isn't that great. And with knights, it's always difficult. And the knight on d5 is also hit. Yeah, you see, a lot of pieces are hanging here. Also, the knight of e5 is kind of hanging. If this knight were not on c4, so I'm thinking about knight e3, but it does not work because of king d, rook d2, rook e1, then king e1, and then knight can capture there, but I can capture. Yeah, that looks good. Knight e3. It's a rook. It's a knight. If rook d2, check. Knight e1, he has got knight c3 check. And then king f1, and then what? I mean, it's getting a little difficult. With knight, it's always difficult. What about knight b6? King d, rook d2, king e1, king e1, knight f3, check. Knight b6 is what I'm thinking about. Knight b6. So I'm thinking about rook e, this is another idea. Rook e5, knight e5, knight e3, with the idea of capturing on a5 followed by knight c3. But so let's say after knight d3 he plays rook a1 there. Yeah, and then it's saved, right? Knight b6, knight b6, rook d2, king e1, knight f3, king f1. Knight e5, or sorry, rook e5, rook e5, knight e5, knight c3, rook a1, no, it does not work. Yeah, knight e5, knight e5, rook a5. I'm threatening to give him a check, a discovered. I mean, it won't be a discovered check, but rather putting some pressure on the. I mean, yeah, I'm threatening to play knight e3 in a way. But then he has got knight d3, but then I've got d2 as well. Rook e5, knight e5, rook a5. Now the idea is to play knight e3, hits the rook on d1, and also the knight on e5. If rook d2, then queen, then king e1. Yeah. But then the only question is rook e5, knight e5, rook a5. How can black get out of that pin, of that potential pin? Yeah, I think this should be it. Wow, I'm just. Let's have a look at the solution, and anyhow, let's just end the stream now. It's been pretty ugly day. Let's see what's the issue with after rook d1. What's the issue with knight e5, knight e5, rook a5, rook d2, then he's got knight c4, and if I come to e1, he has got knight f3. Yeah. Got it. So what's the solution, by the way? h4. You can't capture it, obviously. Nice. Okay, so that's it for today's stream, and if you liked what you saw, then do subscribe to the channel. And I stream on weekends, generally on Saturday and Sundays in the evening. So yeah, see you there. Until then, take care. Tata.